Welcome, Heiko.
Welcome, Alex. Nice to meet you here.
Nice to meet you here indeed. And you know what? We're going to switch roles. Usually you are asking the questions and we are answering. Today we would like to switch it around and I would like to ask you a couple of questions.
Yeah, maybe it gets a kind of a discussion. Yeah, we'll see.
So you have been here for 2 days here on the marketplace that we have in Tübingen at BayWa. What are your main impressions?
The main impression is in time when everybody is talking about AI and digital business, it is most important in our industry to meet people. Now, here people meet and they make networking on a very high professional level. And this is what I appreciate very much.
I think that is really one of the key things here. Industry experts are meeting, installers, manufacturer, the wholesaler, and that's a key thing here, absolutely.
Yeah, because the projects get more and more complex. Yeah, in the old times of PV, 20 years ago, we talked about PV modules, panels, maybe inverters. Yeah, and today we're talking about storage.
Absolutely.
We are talking about heat pumps. We are talking about electrical heating, about e-mobility. So all the projects are more and more complex, bigger, concerning the grid, off-grid, and so on. And that's important.
I mean, that leads me maybe to my second question. What is the biggest trend that you're seeing here, technology-wise?
The first trend is C&I storage becomes a usual standard, as we already have in the residential area. In residential business, you never install a PV installation anymore without a storage system. It's much easier because it's a package and you make the optimization of a self-consumption. Yeah, but we get this in C&I too, but then it's more complex. You have peak shaving, you have flexibility for the grid. In Germany, we have the dynamic energy tariffs, and yeah. So, but we see this is obviously a trend, and we see it in the utility too. So nobody is building up a solar park anymore without a huge battery. Yeah, so that's coming up. That's a technical trend and kind of economic trend.
And if I may add, that's not just in Germany. You see that in entire Europe.
Exactly.
Besides the technology trend, how do you expect the market to be this year? Is there, out of your conversations that you have with installers, manufacturers, market insights, what do you expect of the market this year?
I expect that we have already hit the bottom in the residential area. We had a steep decline in Germany. We have seen this in Austria a little bit like this, even so in Switzerland and in some other countries, but in Germany, because we came from a very high level, it was a tremendous loss. But now I think we are on the bottom, or we are down in the valley. It's like on the level we will see in the next years. It's a stabilization. The further business will come from C&I, so from commercial applications, and from the big solar parks and big grid operating storage systems.
And ideally hope that you're right.
Yeah,
that we hit the bottom, because everyone would need that, manufacturers, installers, wholesalers. It would be a good news for everyone. But yeah, I can see also a lot of good signs that we really hit the bottom.
Exactly. We are not talking about opinions, we are reading facts. Yeah, and the facts that we are reading, same facts as you read, yeah, they tell us that there ought to be a kind of end of the decline. And it's not going up again, not very steeply, but we will see a stabilization.
Yeah.
And more business in residential area into heating. Yeah, we have still PV, we have still the storage, but what's coming up now is electrical heating. And this is what we see in the UK, in the Netherlands, see in the Baltics, and even in Germany.
I mean, at the end of the day, everything is becoming electric, in my personal opinion.
Exactly.
In particular with the cheap energy that we get out of wind and solar.
That's the key to everything. And this we will see in commercial applications too.
Last question. What is the biggest takeaway of the last 2 days for you?
The biggest takeaway is partnership. What I learned here, or maybe it was a confirmation, what I had in mind before I came here, is that personal partnership between people, that is the spinal bone of our business. Yeah, of course we're talking about components, to sell them, to ship them, to bring them to the construction site. Of course we're talking about electrical features, economic features. But at the end of the day, yeah, in this very innovative, very highly accelerated PV industry, it is the personal contact. And that was really amazing here, how people talk to each other on a very, very high level. Yeah, all professionals in the business. Yeah, so that was really good to see, because at the end of the day, it's a fight for heads, for brains. We need more people in the industry.
How do they always say? It always comes down to people.
Exactly. This is what we see here. So I'm very looking forward to next year. Yeah.
And we're going to have the marketplace next year as well. Pretty sure on that one.
Yeah.
And it was very nice to have you here for the last 2 days. And I thank you very much also for the interview.
Yeah.
It was a very interesting role for me to ask the question, and you are answering them. And I think we can do that even more often. Thank you very much, Heiko.
Thank you.
Thank you.